Let's be honest. In a world where people post themselves constantly, not posting your own photos feels suspicious. People assume you're insecure, hiding something, or afraid of judgment. But here's the uncomfortable truth. For many people, not posting is a conscious psychological decision, and it says more than posting ever could. First trait, they refuse to turn themselves into a product. Posting photos online isn't innocent. It turns you into something to be evaluated. Likes, comments, silence. People who don't post their photos often reject this entirely. They don't want to be consumed, ranked, or skimmed. They choose privacy over performance, and that already puts them outside the system. Second trait, they're uncomfortable with fake permanence. A photo freezes a moment and pretends it represents a person. For these people, that feels dishonest. They know one image can't capture context, contradictions, change. So instead of leaving a permanent version of themselves online, they stay fluid, harder to define, harder to reduce. Third trait, they don't compete for attention, they exit the competition. Most people aren't expressing themselves online. They're competing for relevance, for visibility, for proof that they matter. People who don't post their photos step out of that race completely, not because they lose, but because they don't accept the rules. Fourth trait, they understand that visibility changes behavior. Being watched changes how you act. Once you know an image of you exists online, you start adjusting yourself to it. These people are aware of that, so they avoid the trap, living for the image instead of the experience. They protect how they behave by limiting how they're seen. Fifth trait, they're comfortable being misunderstood. This is the uncomfortable one. People who don't post their photos accept that others will guess wrong about them. They let assumptions exist. They don't rush to correct the narrative, because needing to be understood by everyone is another form of dependence, and they've already detached from that. So when someone doesn't post their photos, it's rarely about fear. It's about control, over identity, over attention, over how much of themselves becomes public property. Most people never question that trade. Some do. Not posting doesn't mean hiding. Sometimes it means you refuse to perform, and that makes people uncomfortable. Because they're still playing the game.